Hey guys, I'm doing a movie review in case you can't tell from the title. I'm joined by my friends Jason and Cara. I'll leave it up to you to decide which is which.
I'm Jason.
This is very true.
And the movie we want to review is the 2023 Australian horror film Talk to Me. Now, Talk to Me was written and directed by Danny and Michael Philippou. I'm not sure if I'm saying their last name right, but they're brothers. They previously ran the YouTube channel Raka Raka, but they did actually have some experience in film prior to this. They worked on the Jennifer Kent film The Babadook, but this was their directorial debut. So what did you boys and girls think of Talk to Me?
It's brilliant. It's an instant classic. 10 out of 10. It was really well thought out. Just a lot of lines were deliberate. The effects were amazing. The acting was amazing. Just pacing was great.
I do remember when we saw it in theaters. I think at that time it was going a run of seeing whatever horror movies were coming out, and I think some of them were kind of falling. And this one was oh, maybe I'll sleep with the light on tonight, just maybe. And yeah, actually that one that was effective and kind of
absolutely.
It was a little uncomfortable. And yeah. I think what made it more fucked up is the kid aspect of getting hurt.
Kids,
right?
Always.
Right.
Always.
Yeah. It's a good movie. This was actually my probably my second favorite film of 2023 next to Godzilla Minus One. And definitely my favorite horror film, unless you want to count Godzilla Minus One as horror. Technically more sci-fi, but in terms of straight horror, this was definitely my favorite straight horror film of 2023. You know what this movie honestly felt like? This felt like a smarter version of the kind of movies that Blumhouse. This felt like A24 doing a Blumhouse movie. Now, do either of you want to explain the plot?
Wait, shit, I broke. Okay.
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 Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Okay.
Oh,
so I lost. So then I explain it? A bunch of teenagers, they have this hand, and this hand is possessed, or it gives them the ability to cross over to the other side, so it's getting exploited by these kids at a party, and they're using it to talk to the dead, and it's kind of they're getting a little, drug high from it, it's a party trick, and people are seeing it on their phones, this can't be real, so they want to try it for themselves, and you get to learn a little bit all about the characters and their backstory while they're getting possessed. And if you go over a certain time limit, then, bad things will happen and you can't exactly recover from how you were. So, that's my summary of it, without giving away too much detail of the characters.
Now, I just want to give fair warning that there will be spoilers in this review. The film stars Sophia Wilde as Mia, the main character, Alexandra Jensen as Jade, Mia's best friend, Joe Bird as Riley, Jade's younger brother, and Miranda Otto as Sue, Jade and Riley's mother. What did you think of the characters in this movie?
I think from the first time watching it, it was always interesting, how they made the father this weird outer character, but he's also the only American in the movie.
American? He seems just as Australian.
No, he's American. His character in the movie, he's an American. He doesn't even have an accent, and it's mentioned as such.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, did they mention that?
Yeah, he's American.
Totally missed that.
It was pretty standoffish, but then you'd learn more, and he becomes really significant.
He reminds me of seeing those horror games where a person's just it's one character and they're just in a house and there's just something coming about to get them, right? And watch playthroughs of shit like that. And he reminds me of the fucking creepy character that's just there and then just scatters away, right?
Interesting. So, he was kind of an enigma. I love the main girl, the one
Mia.
you follow, Mia. Yeah, she's just very, very realistic, troubled, very awkward. In a sense where you're trying to fit in, navigate the world, and be cool, and...
We should probably talk about how in the movie Mia, we learned that her mother died 2 years earlier, and that basically during this party game, we're going into spoilers now, but her best friend's younger brother joins in the game, and one of the spirits that possesses him seems to be, or at least is pretending to be, the spirit of Mia's mother. Yeah. And Mia she's the one who keeps the game over 90 seconds because she wants to talk to her mother more. And we start to realize, we get this idea throughout the movie, is this is this really her mother speaking to her, or is this something else?
This is the big question, one of the big questions that builds throughout the movie, for sure. The movie, why did I say it like that? The movie. Yeah, definitely. It's right. Mia gets possessed, she signs up, and then she goes over the threshold, and then when one of her friends, the younger kid, the younger brother, goes over the time limit, like, much to everyone's protest, like, she's like, no, I'm hearing my mom do it, and then it just ends up escalating, causing a big old issue for everybody.
That scene where the spirits are possessing Riley, and he's mutilating himself, that was fucking brutal.
The effects are amazing. It's like, ouch.
And maybe it's like why they forget to stop it, because like that's so like, I don't think anything like that happened in their other...
Right.
Yeah.
Right, when they were all getting possessed, it's the eyes and the choking, and then this is so extreme, nobody knows how to react.
Yeah.
That's the big turning point of the film. Everyone's having fun, and it's a little thing to do. Just like, let's have a party and do this. Like, it's like doing a line or something. It's just like something to do. And then when it goes too far, it throws everybody for a loop, and that really spurns the events of all the film.
I think it definitely, like, want to almost, like, avoid metaphorish, because the movie's kind of fucked up enough as it is.
Go for it.
It's like, I mean, obviously, like, with the like, young kids and, like, drugs, right, and at parties. And it's like,
I think that's exactly what they were going for. I think that's, like, that seemed pretty obvious
it's
to
like,
me.
oh, like, don't do too much or you'll get addicted. Like, that type of thing. And then it's, like, the person that's like, oh, they start doing it at home by themselves. Like that play on things. But
right.
If we want to go into, like, the social commentary in the film, obviously there's a drug parallel, but also there's a lot of commentary on social media. The fact that they have, like, their cameras out
all
recording these possessions.
And it's so not like, kids these days. It's played like we're kids nowadays. We all just have our phones.
Well, considering
everywhere.
The directors of this movie are literally our age, like, they're millennials making this movie.
Right, and they get it, but they're not doing it in a way where it's like phone bad. They're doing it in, like, the downside. Like, when somebody's going through a tough time in the beginning of the film, like, everyone just whips out their phone like it's a spectacle, and the kid's like, get the fucking phone away. So that was just good to display it without being too obvious, like, phone bad. Like, they showed social media being they showed it in a smart way of how it can be harmful.
Yeah.
I love that part of the film, where it doesn't spoon feed you, like...
I also think it's definitely a movie about loneliness. Like, I think throughout the movie, Mia, she's trying to connect with people, especially after the death of her mother. She becomes very needy, very clingy, as one of the characters calls her, and, like, she just needs that connection to somebody, and big spoilers, but by the end, like, that's kind of, by the end of the movie, like, her fate is she's gonna be forever alone in hell or purgatory, and that's like...
I didn't even make that connection. She is very... we've seen she's very clingy, she's very needy. One of her friends she goes back to is, like, a person she dated, and and then the aftermath, the very last scene is just, wow. That's a really good connection you made, because I didn't make that. She's lonely forever.
Yeah. So, massive spoilers here for the ending, but towards the end of the film, Mia, being manipulated by the ghost, stabs her father, and at the end of the movie, after she, spoiler, dies, we see her wander in the hospital as a ghost, and then she sees her father walking away from her. Now, you could interpret this as the father recovered and he's now leaving the hospital, or you can interpret it as he's dead too, but he's now going to heaven, whereas Mia will be left in what is either hell or purgatory. That is, if you even want to assume there is a heaven in this film's universe, because the movie definitely seems to have a very bleak depiction of the afterlife. When she cries out, "Don't leave me," it is so freaking heartbreaking, especially because throughout the movie, her father was trying desperately to connect with her, to get her to talk to him, but now you realize that they're never going to talk to each other again. Again, it's just so freaking gut-wrenching.
I love those films, though, because that tends to stick with me and makes me more hopeful in my own life, but when I see a bleak film where it's like, the consequences of your actions build up, and then it just gets so hopeless. Like, Hereditary did that. Get Out did that. Get Out didn't have a downer ending. This definitely had a real, like...
Yeah.
Ooh, this is the afterlife? I mean, like, oh, boy.
There was, like, no, like, happy ending in this. Like, they didn't give an answer, really.
And speaking of bleakness, the fucking scene where you see Riley in hell.
Oh yeah.
That scene fucking haunted me, and
it's well done. It's so well done.
To be fair,
like a split second.
Yeah, we don't see much of it, honestly.
As we shouldn't.
It's like it expands in our mind, and we build it up in our minds after we see it.
Yes, because the first time I saw it with you, I had a different. I thought of the painting on the wall of the Velvet Lounge, where it's just melting bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it differently. I saw it all red, bloody. But no, there were smatterings of people eating something like a kid, or just smeary. It was so weird. Yeah. A lot of cuts, more so than I remember.
Actually, Jason, I don't think Cara's seen this movie, but I know you've seen Society. The directors of this movie said that hell scene was partly inspired by the shunting scene from Society.
Shunting.
That's what they call it in Society.
Shunting?
Yeah, shunting. It's...
Shunting?
You need to see Society.
I think I need to see a lot of things.
Yeah, it's very fleshy.
Ooh. Cronenberg fleshy? Video
I mean, fleshy? It's fleshy.
Cool.
Yeah, kind of.
Sounds great. I'm in.
And I think with this movie though, I remember at the end of watching it the first time, I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure they hit the kangaroo, the kid got injured, and she died, and the whole movie is her tracing back and getting to the candle. It's the whole thing closing out. It's the darkness, even for her being.
Theory.
Dying, her father could have been leaving the hospital because it's this is it, right?
Yeah.
And then she goes ahead, she lets go. Maybe she's the one that's contacting everyone and showing up in their dreams as it goes, trying to hey, I'm here, and then she finally lets it go. Maybe she's fucking haunting the kid because he's the closest one to her and didn't get weird when her mom died, you know what I mean?
That's an interesting theory. You think during the kangaroo scene is when she died? I
think when they were driving, what actually happened is she hit it, because you hit a deer that bucks up your car, and you can die, right?
And she does have car injuries at the very last scene. So,
yes,
I mean it could be.
And
she also has car injuries in the last scene because she actually literally did get hit by a car in the last scene.
She was the one, yes.
I mean, you point to at the beginning scene, the tire tracks is the same thing around. She's damn near in the same position as the kangaroo in the beginning. So I do think she hit it. I was also thinking that maybe the people that maybe that spirit world is actually trying to kill who's ever there to fucking stop it, right? Because maybe they don't want to keep
redoing this over and over.
Exactly, because it looked pretty fucking traumatizing when they pulled her in at the end, right? And then it's they're they want to stop it. There's close it.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
So it's
But they're taking souls to stop the cycle?
Yes, if they go ahead and finally kill someone in it, then that maybe that closes it. But the kids keep playing and opening back up and just pulling them back into the fucking world again over and over, and they're let's fucking stop this, man, and they want to close the fucking.
That's an interesting read of it. I kind of took it more I took it a little more literally, that it's more they're trying to convince Mia to kill Riley, because even though they're telling her you'll free him if you do this, what's actually going to happen is if she kills Riley, then they have Riley's soul forever.
They do, but then they also don't have their thing to come back, I feel.
Okay.
So, I think it could work in both ways, right?
Different interpretations, absolutely.
Do we think, when we see the spirit of Mia's mother, do we think that was actually her mother, or was that a demon, or just another ghost, sort of, in the guise of her mother?
I still don't know, man. I think it's because, watching it again, the dad got stabbed. I'm definitely thinking it was some sort of manipulation. Mia's on the very edge, trying to toss the kid off the bridge or whatever, into the road, and doesn't she say, we'll finally have you? You'll be
something
free? And I'm then the ghost wants Mia's soul, so just like it wanted Riley's soul, right? Wasn't that the kid that had all the brain damage?
Yeah.
So that sounded pretty malicious to me. Then watching it again made me think that's probably not her real mother.
Yeah.
It's just under the guise of her memories.
But here's a dark thought though. What if when we die, what if when our loved ones die, they just go insane? What if there is no God and there is no heaven, and Our afterlife is we
until
become
then.
these horrific, insane demons, basically.
That'd be a cool thought to play around with in a book.
What if we're...
I'm not thinking about that in real life.
It reminds me a little bit of Stephen King wrote a book called Revival, which is, I'll admit I haven't read it yet, but the idea is like the characters find out what the afterlife actually is, and spoiler, it's not fucking good.
It sucks.
And like, so that's sort of like, that's something I think about a lot, is like, I do have some personal, like, religious beliefs, and I would like to believe there is a heaven, especially because, you know, I've lost family members, but I do have those thoughts sometimes.
Yeah.
What if the afterlife sucks? What if the afterlife is not what we want it to be?
Absolutely.
And that's something, that's a thought this movie invoked in me, like...
That's good. It can stick with you when the movie's over, and that also makes for really good storytelling. Like, you're playing with those concepts when the movie leaves you, which is good. It's like, yeah, what if it isn't all it's cracked up to be? What if it's like that? And as soon as it ended, we were all, like, left in awe at the ending. We were all theorizing. I'm like, oh, God, like... Yeah, wandering around for eternity just sounds miserable. You're conscious, you're fully aware of who you were and how you died. It's like, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It would be fucking terrible. Like, because then you wouldn't, if you, like, you wouldn't want to move. I feel like you wouldn't want to accidentally bump into anything in the dark, right? But actually, that is another, that's very interesting, actually.
It plays around with other religions where they're like, get rid of your, you know, earthly attachments and, like, your, I don't know, your dharma or something, where you have all this, like, debt accrued, and, like, you can finally get rid of that and reach higher enlightenment. So, and, like, God forbid one decision, like, spirals into, like, eternity being, like, darkness, you know? That would be terrible.
I think it does show is actually, like, getting rid of, like, connection is actually not the way to go. Because, like, that's
the message, one of the messages you got from that?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all like, connection, right, to let someone in.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant, like, a friend connection.
I mean, anything, right? Like, because that would be the same thing, right? Like, if it was just pure isolation, this, like, shows us, like, damn, like, not even the fucking, like, afterlife people or what they're considering to be that is the desire. Like, that's not it. That's
true.
not it.
It's not pleasant.
You know what I
It's
mean?
nothing you want. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So connection matters, yeah. But it's a very messed up
Well,
connection.
Yeah. Well, here's a question about Mia. Because I've come across a lot of reviews of this movie that felt Mia was a very selfish character and, like, felt she kind of brought a lot of this misfortune upon herself, which I think to some degree is the point of the movie.
Yeah,
but, like,
do we all.
Like, what do we think of Mia as a character in terms of, like, do we think she was selfish? Do we think in some ways she could be read as an antagonist in the movie?
I mean, for me, sure, people can say that, but for me, I saw her as, like, the term is, like, dramatic foil. I saw her as the perfect foil for being so human, and then the spirits are so manipulative. She's so flawed. She made accidents. Like, she didn't mean to hurt somebody she loved, but she wanted to see what was on the other side, and she wanted to see her mom. Like, these are very real things people want, but then they also come with very real consequences, and people can get hurt. So, I mean, people can crap on her character, whatever. I thought she was really compelling to watch. She's like 18, she's still in love with this guy that, I don't know, is not with her anymore for some reason, even though they clearly like each other, and it's just, like, very real scenarios. You're having fights with friends, you're staying over at your friend's house, like, she just felt so real. She didn't feel boring.
Yeah, that's something I loved.
I liked her.
Yeah, that's something I loved about this movie, is every character really felt like a real person in this. Even the characters who weren't that likable still felt real and believable.
Yeah.
Like, the ones who have the hand and are bringing the hand to all the parties.
Like,
they're douchebags, but they felt like believable douchebags.
Yeah, we all know a person like that, or someone that's cool and you want to be involved in their parties, and it's like, we don't have to like them. There's that bully character that's like, oh yeah, Mia's fucking boring, like, or she's so needy. Like, yeah, we have someone that talks shit, and then we have someone that, like, relationship drama, like, it just felt real, but it didn't feel boring or forced, because there was no, like, overabundance of stupid references, or the dialogue felt very deliberate, like, they're having a fight, and, stuff gets real.
So yeah, they are doing a sequel to this. I think it's literally gonna be called Talk to Me.
Nah. You guys did great, but why?
Is it really, like, yeah, I feel like as soon as you say it, like, my...
Right. Could be a really fun addition, or, like, think of a different name, then you got 2 films that are going to be called Talk to Me. That'll just be a little confusing.
Is their idea, I guess, to follow like Mia going through all this, or is she going to be evil?
I have no idea. Yeah, it might be a whole new, because I saw an article, apparently the actress who plays Mia, they said she's not coming back for the sequel, so it might be a whole new cast of characters.
Well, then that could be interesting. A whole new story.
It just keeps going and ruins more people's lives.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, The Conjuring did it, so I mean... Alright, I won't be a hater, I'll see what happens. Just,
and then
I hope
eventually,
the name's good.
And I hope they go to space and call it in space nobody can hear you talk to me. So yeah, that was our rather rambling review of Talk to Me. Check this out. This is a good one.